Hello and welcome to Luisa TV. This is a new series and this is the first episode in the series, Nature, Spirits and Elemental Beings. And in this series, I'd like to share with you some of my own personal experiences with nature and how to offer you simple tools and tips of how you yourself can connect with the natural world. I've had many experiences with nature spirits, trees, elemental beings, and this offering is readily available to you. It's much like a similar vibration to connecting with the afterlife. And it requires you to tap into your heart and clear your mind and believe in possibilities and probabilities. And connecting with nature opens us up to a whole new level of consciousness that is right at our fingertips or right at our feet and readily available to all of us. For some of you, it may come easier, but there's no doubt with persistence and passion and a little bit of patience, you will achieve success, and it can offer you so many riches and such a depth of reward. And I have found connecting with the natural world offers me so many incredible insights, such profound insights, in fact, and one I'm going to talk about today that I could have never imagined was possible. Nature spirits or elemental beings are the guardians of the earth. They are like we have our guardian angels, where they're the guardians of the earth, and they're certainly willing to co-create with us in conjunction with the earth. They can open up a whole new dimension to us of inspiration and love and guidance, and from my experience, offer great wisdom. They can be found anywhere from mountains to oceans to streams to rivers to animals and plants, and certainly trees. And this is my story today. Trees hold specific tree spirits. So last week I was catching up with a friend and I was early, and I thought, well, since it was close by, I would visit the public gardens near where we were to meet. I hadn't been there for about 2 years, but previously when I had been there, I had always been guided to a tree. And I thought about it and I realized it certainly wasn't the most beautiful tree in the gardens. I wasn't attracted to it for its prettiness or its beautiful blossoms or its beautiful leaves. I was attracted to it because it was a feeling experience, and I gave it the object of my attention because of the way it made me feel. I would sit down in front of it under the canopy of its branches on the grass and close my eyes and feel it. And oftentimes what it made me feel like is I felt secure and happy and joyful, and I really liked this particular tree. I also, after a little bit of patience and time, felt the energetic web of this tree. And often when we move through layers of realms or consciousness, our skin can pick up this feeling. And it certainly was a sensory experience for me. It felt like I was cocooned in a cloud, and I could feel on my face, on my skin, the energy of the tree. It's a strange experience to express, but this is certainly unmistakably the case for me. So anyway, I hadn't been there for about 2 years, and I went and sat in front of this tree, just on the outer edges of its branches, and I closed my eyes, and it felt like I was greeting an old friend. For a moment, I thought, my gosh, I hope no one thinks I'm too peculiar or too weird closing my eyes and sitting in front of this tree. But then something happened to me, and I kind of went into a void, and I felt this incredible love for this tree. It was just beautiful, and I forgot everything, and it's like time and space disappeared, and all I was in this void, this loving void. And I was absolutely in love with this beautiful tree. I don't remember hearing any sounds or people walking by. This was my absolute focus and point of consciousness. And I remember the feeling, the sensations. It was so multi-sensory on my skin. Instead of feeling like clouds this time, it was like sparkles on my skin, sparkles all over my body, like goosebumps, but it was like stars shooting all over my skin. And then I couldn't believe it. I saw the spirit of the tree, and I actually couldn't believe what I was seeing. In my mind's eye, my eyes were closed. I don't know how long this went on for, but the spirit of the tree appeared to me in the form of a man, a middle-aged man. And at the same time, while I knew it was a man, I knew he wasn't human. And he came from the top of the tree and climbed down the tree. He was slightly bent over, and he walked slowly and cautiously, but he was very agile at the same time. And the man walked around me, almost checking me out. I wasn't at all afraid. I was still in utter amazement of the gift of this experience that the tree was offering me. And it was then telepathically communicated that the tree had accepted me and offered me this gift. I didn't know exactly what the gift was, but then all of a sudden this information was conveyed to me. But after processing this experience, I have to say it was around the wrong way. I received this download of information from this remarkable tree, and I was given the answers before I had the question. I was given the answers to the thought before I even had the thought, and I was given the future before I even had the present moment. It's hard to explain, but nothing happened sequentially, but I received it all at once. And I realized, and I was told and understood as well, that trees can move through consciousness and can morph into different points in time and space and different geographical locations as well. And what I understood from this incredible amount of information that I received as the most beautiful gift from this tree was, and I didn't even know I had the question. I didn't even know why I was there sitting in front of this tree, closing my eyes until this point in space and time. But I'm trying to put it in sequential order. I was told I have been planning to move to a different country for a while now. And I was told the reason it was being delayed or was taking longer than expected was because I had been cyclically tied to the land. And I needed to respectfully ask to be released from the land. But the funny thing is, for example, I was already released from the land before I asked the question. Everything came backwards and forwards, and I had already seen my future, what I was doing with nature, before I even asked the question, why did I need to be released from the land? It was the most remarkable experience and remarkable gift, and it showed the future before I'd even seen the present. And it only happened in moments, but it showed an expanse of time of my life. And I saw, and I have seen previously some future memories where I'm in 2 different forests in 2 different countries in Europe. I don't know the exact geographical location, but I have kind of an idea where they're to be found. And I know once I'm there, I'll know exactly the spot. My consciousness has traveled many times before. I was also shown what I will be doing here on this land and how I will be helping the earth. Two very incredible experiences happen at this point in space and time in these geographical locations. And it showed me how aligned this vision is with my true soul's path and my true soul's purpose. But it also showed me that it already happened. So what I'm actually doing is energetically catching up with my future. And again, it takes me to the question, has the future already occurred, and are we living in the past, and has everything happened at a point in space and time? And if we were to look down from above, what we consider time as sequential from beginning to end is actually not the case at all. That everything has already occurred, and it's just a matter of aligning with that. So it was the most remarkable experience. And yes, if you're asking the question, yes, I was granted permission to be released from this land so that I may move countries with greater ease and follow one of my true passions and one of my true paths. And I'm excited for these visions. They're quite remarkable, and I might talk about them in later episodes. But a tree can offer you the most incredible experiences, the most simple experiences, the most loving experiences, the most gentle experiences. The more you deepen your connection with nature, the more in tune you'll feel with yourself and with consciousness. I've found again that dropping into your heart and following intuition is the best way to do this. You might find that if you're in a park, you're guided down a particular path to a particular tree or flower or shrub or a bush. And I've often found that sometimes if we force too much and try too hard and forget childlike curiosity, we miss the possibilities. So I'd also encourage you to be joyful and playful and have a little bit of fun and open yourself up to imagination and think with your heart and listen with your mind and feel with your ears and make the nonsensical sensical. So here are the tips. Number 1, spend time outdoors in nature. Number 2, believe in the spirits of nature. Number 3, be respectful. Number 4, be playful and have fun. Number 5, listen to your heart. And number 6, release any expectations you will have. I'm excited for you. On another note, I'm still excited to offer you my intuited readings. Somehow I've found out that I have, or remembered that I have the ability to tap into portals or consciousness of worlds and receive loving guidance, always of the highest order for you, to hear what you are needing to hear at this point in time. I receive this information from the multidimensional realms, the non-physical realms. And if you are called to this service, I'll leave a link to find out more or book in the show notes, or head on over to the Passion Harvest website shop page for more details. While some of what nature provides us is measurable, most of it is immeasurable, especially our connection and appreciation for our human spirit. One has to only look at a sunrise or watch a sunset or stare at a mountain that's taken 1,000,000 years to create, or sit on a beach, or sit in front of a tree, or bask in a forest to realize the breathtaking majesty and magnificence that nature offers us. And tapping into nature offers us such an incredible deeper connection with ourselves and helps us expand our consciousness. It's readily available, and it offers you so much more than the material world can ever offer you. My hope for you is that you connect more with nature, and in doing so, have a greater connection with yourself. My hope for you is that one of these days you hug a tree and open your heart to the tree and tell them all of your joys and your sorrows. My hope for you is that you take off your shoes and walk barefoot in the park. And my hope for you one day is that so you will have a memory of a lifetime that you perhaps at one point have a shower in the rain. Nature offers us so much joy, so much bliss, and all we have to do is step outside. It's right there, and even look at a cloud or the sky to see the majesty of divine grace and the blessings that are bestowed upon us in this life on earth. Thank you so much for listening to me today. And if you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you this weekend for our weekly interview release. And I'll see you next week for Luisa TV Part 2, Nature Spirits and Elemental Beings. Sending you so much love. And leave a question or a comment below and I will answer it. Bye for now.